Hello. On the 1st of May 2020, we celebrated the 25-year anniversary of ACE Body Corporate Management. Wow, where has that time gone? I don't know. And I guess a lot of the franchisees are saying the same thing. Because a lot of you have had a longer career in ACE and with the ACE family than any other career that you've had in your lifetime. What an achievement to be able to say that. So, how and why did this happen? How was ACE formed? Well, I worked for many multinational companies in the pharmaceutical industry over the years. And the last company I had was an Australian-owned company, and I worked with it for nearly 9 years. And over that 9-year period, I was a national sales manager and the national training manager. And I noticed that it didn't have a culture. It didn't have a family. And what happened was that we were training some departments, they would have 100% turnover a year or 50% the following year of staff. And we were having to train them year after year after year. And our department got a little bit sick of this, so I started looking around for a suitable company to manage where I could create our own culture, our own family. And I found the strata industry. I found a little company north of the city, Melbourne, where 2 accountants were running a business. I talked them into selling 6 owners corporations to me. But there was one condition, that they taught me accounting. And they kept to their word. They taught me accounting over a 6 to 12 month period, and away we went. So I guess that was the beginning of ACE. So we worked from home initially. We worked from an office in the back room, but as you all know, people will ring you and email you and message you at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. They don't care about your personal life. And so we decided to move to the garage. We set up a professional garage office, and then we moved to commercial premises. Very interesting that over the last 25 years, we started from a home-based company, but now over 70% of our franchisees have offices. And not only that, we've moved from homework to commercial premises and now back to home due to COVID-19. But technology is different. And had this happened 25 years ago, we may not have been as successful working from home again, because now we have all the technology that allows us to do that. So, why franchising? Why did I choose franchising? After 2 years of managing ACE Strata in Melbourne and joining the IBCM, which is now known as Strata Community Australia Association for Strata Managers, and after talking to many of the owners within that organisation, they convinced me that a single entity company is not necessarily the best business model. Because some of those companies, some of those members, were losing up to 30% of their staff a year, and they were losing 30% plus of their clients per year, some of those organisations. So I started looking around to see what was the best the best model, the best business model. And I looked at having employees as shareholders, having partners, all sorts of different models. But franchising to me was the one that stood out. Why did franchising stand out? It stood out because the franchisee is the owner of the business. Therefore, they're the manager of the business. Therefore, they care about the business. And they tend to put their clients first because they want to have a long-term business. I learned a long time ago from my father that if you put people first, whether it be your family, whether it be your staff, whether it be your clients, business will always follow, no matter what. And so you never have the dollar figure as your prime goal and objective. Obviously, that's important in order to keep the business alive, but your first priority should be putting people first. And so this business model, franchising, allowed us to do that. So the owner of the franchise would always be the person talking to the client. even if they grew and got staff like a lot of ours have, and they've got quite a number of staff, if the owner wants to speak to the franchisee, they can speak to the franchisee. The second part of the business model was that we were geographically located. And why is that important? Well, if you're a centrally located business, it means that if you're in the city, for example, like a lot of the companies are, and they're managing down at Geelong or Ballarat or Frankston, they can't get to their furthest property within 10 to 15 minutes to deal with the needs of the owners or the committee. We can. We can get to our properties within 10 to 15 minutes, max, because we're geographically located. And the third very important part of the business model is that our franchisees are professional people. They come from a professional background. They have come from a very successful professional background because we put them through a three interview stage process in order to find the right people. And 96% of our franchisees have qualifications, degrees, etc. That doesn't mean that that's the be-all and end-all, because we still have 4% that don't, but they have also been very successful in their previous business lives. And they understand customer service. They understand customer relationships and putting people first. And the fourth key part to the business model is that we have a head office that provides enormous support and is continuing to do so to all the franchisees across Australia. We also have area development managers in each of the major states that looks after the franchisees within that state or territory. One of the benefits of the business model is that the average period of time that a franchisee stays within ACE is 10 years. And that's with all the new ACE franchisees that are coming on board now. Recently at the New Zealand conference, we awarded Angelo Vulgaris a 20-year award, and also Ray Easterbrook a 20-year award. And we have many that are coming up to 20 years now, as well as we have many that are coming up to 15 and 10 years. So this business model has ensured that we've got stability within the ACE group, and that our clients can be sure that our managers will be around for a long time, and they're not going to have 1, 2 or 3 managers in a 2-year period. So they're the key reasons why we are successful with ACE as a franchise business model. So where are we now? Right now, we have 130 franchised areas across Australia. We have over 65,000 lots that are managed across Australia. We grow organically. We don't grow through acquisition. We do acquire sometimes, but generally not. And the reason being is that when you acquire businesses, you bring a different culture into the company. You bring a different dynamics into the company. And you can tend to lose a lot of those lots that you bring in, and other lots, because you're not managing the whole business overall as well as you were before you acquired that business. And there's lots of other reasons why. But organically, we tend to grow across Australia at minimum of 8% a year. Some states are obviously much larger than that, but as an average across around 8%. We used to be number 2 in Australia. We're number 3 or 4 now because some of the larger companies are acquiring businesses, and that's why we've dropped back. But we haven't dropped back our growth, and we haven't dropped back our prime key benefit, which is that we are a family, we are a culture, and we put people first. We provide a lot of training, as I mentioned before. We're a part of the community, so we support the Rotary clubs and the RSLs right across Australia, and other community groups we support and help. We have examples where Mario and Vanessa in Geelong, they support Geelong AFL Footy Club, and they also support a local swimming association, and they support the Indian Association within the Geelong region, and many, many other situations across Australia where our franchisees and head office are supporting groups. So now I'd like to talk about Pika. Why did I choose Pika Group? I chose Pika Group because I recognised very quickly that they had a family, they had a culture, and that's why they're number 1 in Australia. Whereas many of the companies that approached me over the years didn't have that family, didn't have that culture of putting people first. And also, Pika can provide instant synergies to Ace Body corporate management team. They can provide services beyond what we were providing to our Ace group. And I believe very strongly we are powered by Pika. And the future of Ace Body corporate management as a part of Pika is absolutely huge. So thank you, Pika. If you are a franchisee watching this video, we can't thank you enough for being part of the Ace culture and the Ace family over the past years. We couldn't have done it without you. And for those that might be hearing about Ace for the first time and would like to be a part of the Ace culture and family, look forward to welcoming you in. There has never been a better time to join the Ace family in virtually a recession-proof business